Okay, you know the feeling, right? You pick up your phone to check just one quick thing, and then poof, an hour is just gone. You've been scrolling and liking and swiping. Yep, we have all been there.
But here's the thing, that lost time, it's just a symptom of something way, way deeper. So today, we're going to break down what is actually happening inside your head. We're talking about the real neuroscience of how these platforms are built to work. So what's really going on in there?
The whole social media game is basically built around one single, really powerful brain chemical, and it creates this cycle, this loop, that is so effective it can feel almost impossible to break. So let's peel back the curtain and see how this machine is really put together.
And at the center of it all, dopamine. Now, a lot of people think this is the happiness chemical, but that's not quite right. It's really the chemical of wanting, of craving something. It's what drives us to seek things out. And every single time you get a like or a comment or a new follower, your brain gets this tiny little hit of it. And that just makes you want to come back for more.
The process itself is almost ridiculously simple. You do something, you scroll. You get a small, unpredictable reward, like a funny meme or a message from a friend. That reward triggers the dopamine, and your brain basically goes, oh, hey, that felt good. Let's do that again. And that is exactly how a habit gets hardwired into your brain, without you even thinking about it.
And here's the kicker. None of this is happening by accident. This is all by design. The algorithms on these platforms are literally engineered to learn what you like, what makes you stop and stare, what keeps you curious. Their entire job is to keep you stuck inside that dopamine loop.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head. It's all about unpredictable rewards. Think about a slot machine. You pull the lever because you might win. It's that variability, that maybe, that makes it so addictive. You never know when the next refresh of your feed will show you something amazing. So listen, you're not weak for getting sucked in. You're a human being responding to a system that was meticulously designed to hook you.
So what happens when your brain is getting hit with this constant low-level stimulation, day after day? Well, our brains are amazing. They're incredibly adaptive. They literally start to change, to rewire themselves to deal with this new digital world. But are those changes actually good for us?
Well, for starters, your ability to focus takes a serious hit. Your brain gets trained on these super fast, bite-sized chunks of information. So when you try to do something that requires deep concentration, like reading a book or even just sitting in silence, it feels difficult. It feels boring. We're essentially training our own brains for distraction.
And then you have the emotional side of it. I mean, you're constantly scrolling through everyone else's greatest hits, right? Their perfect vacations, their amazing new jobs, all their happiest moments. And even when you know it's not the whole story, it is so hard not to compare. And that can lead to this nagging feeling of anxiety or like you're not good enough.
And even deeper than that, your brain's alarm system, it's a little thing called the amygdala. It goes into overdrive. It's like a smoke detector that's always beeping, constantly waiting for the next notification, the next ding, the next buzz. It keeps your body in this low-grade state of stress, making it almost impossible to ever truly relax.
So what we're seeing here is a pretty fundamental shift. We're teaching our brains to crave that quick hit of information you get from a 15-second video. And in the process, the deep focus we need for real learning and critical thinking starts to feel way more difficult and, honestly, a lot less rewarding.
Now, I know, after hearing all of that, it is so easy to think that social media is just evil. But hold on, that is not the whole picture. It's so important to have a balanced view here. So let's take a step back and look at the other side of the coin for a minute.
I mean, these platforms connect us with people we love on the other side of the planet. They give a global stage to voices that were never heard before. They spread awareness for huge causes practically overnight, and they can help people feel way less alone. The technology itself isn't the enemy here. It's an incredibly powerful tool.
So the goal isn't to just delete all your apps and go live in a cabin somewhere, unless, that's your thing. The real goal, the real win, is to use this technology on purpose. It's about making it work for you, not the other way around.
Okay, so how do we actually do that? How can we retrain our brains and break free from that automatic, endless scroll? This last part is all about the practical stuff. Real, psychology-backed strategies you can use to take back the controls, starting right now. So here are 5 simple, but really powerful steps. We've got adding friction, scheduling your time, replacing the habit, scrolling mindfully, and rebuilding your focus. All of these are designed to do just one thing: turn that unconscious habit back into a conscious choice. Let's dig into a couple of these. Let's start with number 1. Add friction. This is so easy. Just make it slightly harder to open the app. Move it off your home screen. Put it in a folder on the 3rd page. That tiny 2-second delay is often just enough to make your brain pause and ask, wait, do I actually want to be opening this right now? It's a tiny change that makes a huge difference in breaking that muscle memory.
And this one is key. Replace the habit. You can't just leave an empty space where the old habit was. Your brain still wants that little reward, so you have to give it a new one, a better one. Instead of scrolling, try reading just one page of a book, or go for a quick walk around the block, or even just sit in silence for a minute. You're not just stopping a bad habit. You're giving your brain a better, more fulfilling alternative.
Ultimately, it all comes down to this. Now you know. You get how the system works, and that awareness is the first, most important step. But the real power comes from turning that knowledge into action. So the only question left is, how are you going to choose to shape your brain starting today?